Hey everybody, my name is Blake Cadwell. I'm the co-founder at Soundly.com. And in this video, we're going to be reviewing the new Rexton Reach hearing aids. These are the newest hearing aids available at Costco. Now, if you've been doing much research on hearing aids, it's very likely you've seen the name Costco pop up. And that's because Costco is one of the top sellers of hearing aids in the United States. They have 3 brands available at this time, and one of them is Rexton. So Rexton has now updated their flagship product in Costco. Now, before we dig into this in-depth review of the new Rexton Reach hearing aids at Costco, I do recommend that you take a second to watch our full Costco review video. That will show you the process for how you get a test at Costco, how you demo products, and ultimately some of the options that you'll have as you shop at Costco. Once you have that out of the way, come on back to this video. We're going to talk about the details of this product. We'll talk about the design, some of the underlying technology, and most importantly, the sound quality and my reactions so far. So let's get into it. Now, as you probably already know, Costco is one of the top hearing aid sellers in the United States. Most of the reason that they're popular is that they bring in top technology from top manufacturers from around the world, and then they sell those hearing aids at budget prices. So prices that are really competitive compared to the rest of the landscape. At the time of this recording, there are 3 brands available at Costco. You can get Jabra, Philips, or Rexton, which is the product that we're going to be reviewing today. Now, Rexton is a sister product to a clinic brand called Signia. They're made by the same manufacturer, and they share a lot of the same underlying technology. So you're really not trading off when it comes to technology, and that's really exciting for a lot of folks. Now, the way we're going to structure this review is we're going to take a look at our Soundly scorecard. If you go to Soundly.com, you'll see that all the hearing aids we review, we take them through the same process, which we call the Soundly scorecard, which measures how they're designed, how they connect to Bluetooth, their waterproof rating, and more. So let's dig into that now. Let's start with design. The new Rexton Reach is currently available in one style, and that is the receiver in canal hearing aid. The piece that sits behind your ear is sort of the brain of the operation. Then the wire that goes up over the top of the ear sends the signal, and a speaker sits inside the ear and actually plays the sound that you'll be hearing, which amplifies the outside world. This is the most traditional model for hearing aids of all types and the best seller at Costco across brands. Now, this product looks virtually identical on the outside to past versions of Rexton's products, but what's happening on the inside is quite a bit different since this has a new chip and a new way of handling background noise. For a long time, Rexton has been the leader in battery life and portable battery chargers at Costco, and they keep that up with this same style. Once they're charged, they can go for over 35 hours, 37, 38 hours, depending on how you use the products. And this charger comes with an additional few charges that you could take on a weekend trip or if you were going camping. Ultimately, you don't have to have this plugged in more than once or twice a week, and you should be able to get plenty of charge for your devices. All of the products have great battery life, but we would say Rexton is the leader in this category. We also love how compact the recharge case is. This is the smallest recharge case available at Costco. We find that it looks more like an AirPods case than it does a medical device. We like that a whole lot. Let's talk about Bluetooth. If you like to stream phone calls or listen to music or audiobooks, you're probably interested in a device that can stream through iPhone, or maybe you have an Android. In the case of Rexton Reach, they can connect to either iPhones or Androids. Now, if you try to connect your Rexton Reach hearing aids today, they're going to use a protocol called MFI, or Made for iPhone, or ASHA, which is Android's special system, which allows you to connect through their accessibility settings. Now, in the future, these devices do have Bluetooth low energy audio capabilities, which means you'll have access to upgraded streaming functionality once it becomes available through our phones. If you want a full video on Bluetooth low energy audio, we'll link a full video to that somewhere up here. It's nice to know, though, that Rexton Reach will be future-proofed as new innovations come out in Bluetooth in the future. Now, it's worth noting, you'll probably have to go back to your Costco to get a firmware update to unlock new things like Auracast or other Bluetooth low energy audio experiences, but ultimately you have that baked into this product. Like past generations of Rexton hearing aids and the other hearing aids available at Costco, Rexton Reach has an IP68 rating, which means you could technically put these products underwater about a meter deep for around 30 minutes and they should be just fine. In my opinion, one of the unsung heroes of the Rexton product is actually the ear tip. Now, a lot of people don't talk about ear tips. Each manufacturer has their own style, but I find that Rexton's ear tips, which are shared by Signia and Sony, are the most comfortable on the market. I can wear them for the longest and I ultimately forget that they're there. They also give me a great seal in my ear and a great sound quality in tougher background noise situations. All right, so those are the basic features within Rexton Reach, but the real new innovation between this version of Rexton and previous generations of Rexton hearing aids is what's happening inside of these hearing aid devices. For this newest generation, WS Audiology, which is the parent company that makes Signia and Rexton hearing aids, really focused on a specific challenge that their users were having. And that's when multiple people are talking at the same time. Imagine you're standing in a circle, two people are talking back and forth, and you ultimately need your hearing aids to be able to focus on both at the same time, or keep the field of vision open, if you will, so that you can hear the entire conversation. So that's where this product comes in. They've built in new algorithms which allow them to track simultaneously two conversations happening at the same time. Now, when I've worn this product, I've found a marked difference, especially in complicated background noise situations when more than one person is talking at the same time. Now, if I'm locked in, I'm just focused on one person, I don't see quite as much of a difference. But if I ultimately need to hear a couple of people at the same time, this product is a nice upgrade over previous generations. Now, if you've purchased Rexton hearing aids in the last year, do you need to drop what you're doing, run to the store and get this new product to replace your old product? I would say probably not. The previous version of Rexton's products had a lot of the base functionality that this new Rexton Reach has within it, but the Rexton Reach is a marked improvement. So if you're in the market for a new device, just know that this is really the latest and greatest at handling background noise, especially in those multi-talker situations. So if you're in research mode and you're thinking about the brands that are available at Costco, you might be wondering, which one has the best sound quality? Now, the truth is, Jabra, Philips, and Rexton are all very well-respected brands on the market. Each of them has some pros and cons. What each of them also has is a slightly different sound signature. For example, Jabra tends to have a crisper and sharper sound that some people really like, but some people don't prefer. Rexton, in my opinion, has one of the most comfortable and smooth sounds on the market. Now, all three products at Costco do a great job of suppressing background noise and elevating voices to improve speech clarity, especially when they're well programmed by the professional at Costco. What I find is that Rexton Reach especially has the ability to give you a smooth and comfortable sound while also elevating voices. If you're looking for a crisp, assertive, even aggressive sound at times, I would take a look at Jabra. If you're looking for something that's a little bit less assertive, I would take a look at the Rexton Reach. All right, so if you do decide to give the Rexton Reach a try, you go to your local Costco, you get a hearing test, you're fit with the product, and ultimately you go home. There's one more important element that you'll need to know about, and that is your Rexton smartphone app. Your app is essentially your assistant or companion in making on-the-fly changes to the actual sound quality coming through your hearing aids. So let's take a closer look at that app. Now, when you open the app, you're going to have a few basic options. You can change the volume inside the app. You can also do that through the buttons on your hearing aids. You can change the sound quality or the bass and treble of what you're hearing. Some people like to play around with this in different settings. You can save programs, access programs. You can even split the volume between your ears and raise the volume of one ear or lower the volume of the other. Probably the most novel part of the Rexton app is the Assistant feature, which essentially allows you to chat using natural language with the app to make adjustments to make the sound quality around you a little bit better. Let's say a door slamming is really bothering you. You could type that in, and the assistant is going to help you make some adjustments to your hearing aids on the fly that will reduce that sudden sound. I've played around with this feature a lot, and I love how intuitive it is. You don't have to be a sound engineer in order to adjust the sound quality around you. And ultimately, I don't even know what's happening in the background, but I can feel something like a sudden sound becoming less annoying. And that ultimately makes all the difference during my day. If you've gotten to this point in the video, you're now aware that Rexton Reach is one of the most technologically advanced hearing aids on the market, and it's also one of the most affordable prescription options on the market when purchased through Costco. So what are the pros and cons to choosing Rexton over other options on the market? Let's start with the pros. The most obvious pro is that the technology inside the Rexton Reach hearing aids is very advanced. Bluetooth low energy capabilities, a great battery life, a comfortable fit, and advanced algorithms to handle multiple speakers at the same time. You're really not going to get much more advanced technology than what you're finding here in Rexton. This is the same product that you're going to get at a local clinic, perhaps under a different name. And that leads us to the second pro. Rexton is available at Costco at prices that are significantly lower than what you would get through a private practice. So what are the drawbacks? They're really just a couple. The first is that you'll need to go to a Costco in order to get fit with this product. You'll probably need to go back a few times. Now, technically some Costco locations can work with you over telehealth, but in most cases, you're going to need to go into your store to get an initial test, get fitted, go back in for any adjustments that you're making. So if you live hundreds of miles from a Costco, this might not be the best option for you. The second note is that if you have a very complicated hearing loss, for example, if you're deaf in one side, you have a very profound or severe hearing loss, or some other complicated configuration, a Costco might not be the perfect place for you to receive hearing care. Now, Costco has a high standard of care across their locations, but they have lots of locations. And in many cases, the professionals that work at Costco are hearing instrument specialists instead of doctors of audiology. Now, this works out great for many people, but in some cases, especially the ones that are more complicated, we do recommend that folks see a doctor of audiology. Overall, we're thrilled to see an updated product inside of Costco at this great value price. We think the technology is fantastic. We love the upgrades between this version and the old version of Rexton, specifically in handling multiple talkers at the same time. If you've tried Rexton or if you've tried Costco in general, we'd love to hear from you in the comments, and we wish you the best in your research.